The adductors on the inside of the thigh tend to get stuck between, so the adductors run kind of here, the quads run this way, the hamstrings are at the back of the leg underneath, and there's this triangle thing that often gets stuck. So sometimes it gets stuck at the front, so next to the quads, and sometimes it gets stuck at the back next to the hamstrings. So what we need to do is separate the adductors from the quads and the adductors from the hamstrings, and the way that we'll do that is by using a block, and I've got a shorty foam roller. This foam roller, as you can see, is lumpy bumpy, and so really sinks into the tissue and grips the tissue. There are other soft tissue, other rollers that are softer. They have grip. If you're using just a regular foam roller, then you may struggle with this one. You might have to put something a little bit more grippy over the top, because what we're looking to do is to grip the tissue as we rip it away. We grip and we rip. So the way we do that is I'm going to put the roller on a bit of an angle, and then I'm going to lay my thigh over and then roll onto the roller. So I'm putting quite a bit of pressure through here, and what I'm doing for this bit is I'm sinking into the adductors and ripping it away from the hamstring. So in this position, I sink down, take a couple of breaths again to let the body accommodate, and then as best I can, I'm going to try and move the hamstrings away. So I'm straightening out the leg just until that point of resistance. Take a couple of breaths. And then as it releases, you might get a little bit more. And maybe do 2 or 3 little iterations. Just got to be wary of how much weight you're putting on. As you straighten your leg, you might lessen the amount, so you might want to put more weight on by just leaning onto the roller more. So that's part 1 of the adductors, and obviously you've got different areas that are tender, so just work whichever part of your adductor you feel is the right bit, all the way right up to the groin is where you want to work for that one. Be cautious around about here. It can get a little nervy for some people, so you want to be cautious of those nerves. So part B is to take the adductors and pull them away from, just bear with me as I find the right spot, away from the quads. So we're gripping into the adductors. So I want to be fairly high on that foam roller, then roll my body onto it. So I'm putting about, well, as much weight as I feel is necessary onto them. Adductors can be tender, so just use your brain a little bit to figure out how much. You don't want to have so much that you're in pain, but you don't want to have so little that you're not getting any sort of response. So again, sinking in, taking a couple of breaths, let the thigh kind of slide down the roller just a little bit, and you'll feel it pull kind of away from the quad. So you can do a similar sort of motion to before. You can try straightening out the leg, and might get you some response, and you can try tucking the pelvis in and out, see if you get a little bit of response. Now when I tuck my pelvis under, so rounding my butt under, then I get a little bit more of a kind of stretchy sensation. So I'll take a couple of breaths into that. And feel the tissue kind of melt into the roller, slide down the roller just a little bit. Almost feels like a Chinese burn kind of sensation. So just breathing through that. If you go too far and that Chinese burning sensation is too strong, then your body might flip out. So you don't want to push too hard, just enough to let the body relax.